What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Chinacat podcast. How the hell you guys doing on this Sunday, the 21st of July? Jesus, hope you guys doing good this week. Yeah, I got some good news. Didn't do much this week. Actually, I did. Yeah, no, I hung out with my girlfriend. Got lost. Got lost coming back. I took the wrong bus for some reason. Supposed to take the 90 after. I'm supposed to take something else. I did it backwards. Yeah, that was fun. But I made it back and yeah, just chilling. I got Battlefield downloaded. Yeah, not too much this week. Going to San Fran for Jerry Day. That should be fun. That's gonna be a good time. See my friends. Definitely, some good bands. I haven't even looked up the roster yet. I'll do that after. But yeah, we got some good stuff going on. So let's jump right into it. So, never, if you forget about meat in your back of your fridge, there's two things you can do. One, if it's vacuum sealed and it's been in there for a couple months, it's probably good. From what I've heard, from what I've seen, you can usually tell. Usually, a vacuum seal is not freezer burnt and shit. This shit, mind you, down here, if you can't see it because I am in the way, let me move me. Bang. It says 1-year-old Pacquiao ground turkey sitting in the bottom of my freezer, frozen before I left for college. You completely, let me get back in there. You completely, never mind, ignore serve safe, because I cannot guarantee you one that wasn't even probably properly wrapped to, look at it. That looks bad. You're like emulsified together. 4, definitely freezer burnt. And 5, it just doesn't look appetizing. They look like really bad done onion, crisp onions. And even then, even if you told me I was, oh, dude, like how bad, like you had to be that low, had like nothing in your house, like absolutely nothing to eat that. Like there wasn't one person you could have called and been like, just give me $1.50 so I can get a pack of ramen. And even if you don't have access to hot water or something, you can heat it up. You made this. You could at least heat up water in that skillet or something, or that pan with like sides. You at least have that. Please don't do this. I want to know if this person survived this. It's gotta be. Hold on, I won't be doing this on screen because I don't want to like dox this person. So this was 7 days ago. Okay, overview, posts. That was literally Santa Barbara. That was actually the last post I ever did. Okay, I'm coming in with the whole, are you still alive? Gotta ask that question. Next week I'll reveal, actually, I will save this. Yep. Because we will come back to this next week and see if this person's live, if they respond back. Because I can't imagine this person, somebody, or at least get sick from that. But you know what? Even sicker. Um, okay, we're gonna go on to this. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have to like blank this out. So this is a meal. And you might be like, Mike, that's not that's not too bad. That seems that seems something like you have for like a little pick me up. You got some protein in there. You know, less sugar. You get your sugar here. Not a little treat, a little thank you for you know working out or something. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, so I'm gonna have to blank this out, ladies and gentlemen, when I'm done. So I don't want to out this person, but I am gonna make fun of it. That ain't something you should you know be saying. This is what I used to order for dinner at a mental hospital. Um, I mean the comments are just insane. It's not a bad meal, but that shouldn't be. Someone should have stepped in and be like, "Yo, nah, dude, that's not a meal. That's not something you should eat." Not say you're killing yourself. I feel like, yeah, that's self abuse, like total self abuse, total self abuse. Hopefully, they got better, and they're eating the same thing, because I feel like just eating like chocolate milk and cupcakes, and that's your dinner. I mean, that's a sign of mental uh, mental illness. Just saying. It seems like if that's all you're eating, that's a sign of mental illness. I'll end up banging all those and be like 500 pounds and killing yourself. That's terrible. And what's even more terrible is this person. Man. I mean, at least they tried to cook. They took what little tiny hot dogs with some processed cheese. I think that's mashed potatoes too. You know, what's the context of this? Sauerkraut, potatoes, hot dogs, and sliced American cheese. You know, I can't get mad at that at all. I'd eat that. Processed cheese, not so much. Hot dogs, probably change them up to something a little bit better. But sauerkraut and potatoes, that's where it's at. Sauerkraut is just so good. It's something that you have to either like it, or you don't like it. It's like the Australian spread. Yeah, I don't know that sardines, cilantro. Cilantro is a good example. You either think it tastes like soap or you think it tastes awesome. I like it. I don't think it'll taste like soap. I know a couple people that think it'll taste like soap. It's a real thing. It's weird. How is that even a thing? Let's actually go down the rabbit hole of why cilantro. Actually, you know what? We're not going to do that. I have more shit to talk about. But that's their dish. I would not say that's a bad deal. It looks really shitty. I think it's the cheese. I'm not saying anything bad about the cheese. For me, if I have a burger, I want that processed American cheese. It melts, it makes a good smash burger. I want that a little greasy. I want to eat that with some onions, pickles, mustard, ketchup, with a little bit of lettuce, maybe some bacon. Yeah, it's yummies. That's fucking awesome. like if you don't like that, I don't know. You just haven't experienced life, I guess. Just, I guess, man. On to the next shit. So, as we've been doing, I've been covering Epstein trial. Why? Because I'm just as interested as every other person in society right now, probably like 98% of us. So in the last week, it's just been back and forth. Nothing really transpired until this, and this happened about a day ago. So Maxwell did some interviews since the last time I talked to you guys, and I told you I'd keep you up to date on this, and I will. I'd be a little late. You probably heard about this, but if you haven't, well, I'm happy to be your teller of information. As in, I'm just going to play your video and talk over it and make fun of it, or give you a little bit more insight, or whatever. I'm just a slop content creator. That's pretty much it. It's not a bad deal. I like to think myself a little bit more than that, more of an intellectual, someone that could talk about something. But if that's what it comes down to, it's better than being a locale or something. Cool. So let's check this shit out. Bang, bang, bang.
Transparency
CBS. And again,
the
I
Trump
take.
administration is facing renewed calls for
It seems
full
like it's
transparency with
before you could be like, oh man, you see on CBS or blah blah blah. I tend to look at everything, and this seems to be more like credible with a bunch of other things, and that's what you just have to look at.
regarding files in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking investigation. Epstein's accomplice wrapped up 2 days of interviews with a top Justice Department official and the president's former attorney, Todd Blanchard.
Are those like penises for her like earrings? They look like little Phallus rocket ships. Look at those right there. Those definitely. Oh yeah. Yeah, they look like penises.
Her attorney says she answered questions about
Ugh.
100 different people yesterday and that she did not hold anything back.
It looks like Alec Rickman. No offense to him whatsoever, but like I'd think if walking down the street, if I saw this, I'd probably be like, "Is that Snape? Is that a dude from Harry Potter? No, that's a dude from fucking Die Hard and Dogma."
Scott McFarland has more.
As he emerged from a second day of interviews in Tallahassee, Ghislaine Maxwell's defense lawyer, David Marcus, said she is cooperating freely.
We haven't asked for anything.
How the fuck do how the fuck do you even say her name? I've heard her name pronounced like Ghislaine, probably other ways. I don't remember. God, fucking.
Where we're asking anything in return for testimony or anything like that.
But as he departed for his golf resort in Scotland, President Trump refused to rule out a pardon for Maxwell, who's serving a 20-year prison term.
Would you consider a pardon
That's
or
fucked, dude.
for Ghislaine Maxwell?
It's so fucked.
Something I haven't thought about. It's really something. I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
Maxwell was convicted of conspiracy in the.
I'm gonna leave it. Fuck off. I'm gonna leave at this when he says that. He didn't say he wanted to. All he said was, "Yeah, that's in my, I can do that." Have I thought about it? No. Doesn't mean, he's going to do it. Doesn't mean he's even thinking about it. As we could tell, he wants nothing to do with it. As most of us know why. I'm not trying to back him up or nothing. I'm just saying that's technically what he said. I've heard people saying, well, that means that he might just let her go. It's like, no, that's not, You know, if you haven't thought about it, you haven't thought about it. Doesn't mean you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. I mean, like with everything in life, like me, you know, like me going up to San Francisco. If it was like 4 months ago, you asked me, are you going to go up there? I was like, I haven't thought about it. I mean, I can. Doesn't mean I'm not. Doesn't mean I will. So, but then I will, you know, I am, you know. Not saying it's the same, but it's the same, you know, it's the same thought process. So before, you know, just know, like, you have to look at shit before you listen to other people. It's always good to get someone else's viewpoint because maybe you missed something, but at the same time, you don't want just everyone else's. You want to just look into yourself as much as you can. You know, just see it. I've already like watched a bunch of this shit this whole week. It's legitly, yeah.
Repeated sexual abuse of young girls. During her trial, some of the victims said they wanted her to be sentenced to life in prison.
Yeah, I agree.
Deputy U.S. Attorney General.
Not even that. Public shaming and life in prison. Public shaming and life in prison.
Todd Blanche, a former Trump criminal defense lawyer, has now conducted 2 closed-door meetings with Maxwell in an effort to quiet criticisms the administration is blocking access to the Epstein files. A plane flew a banner over the courthouse meeting site accusing the president and U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi of a cover-up.
Dude. That is based and fucking amazing. Hold on. How do I do a screenshot of this? All right, hold on. Hold on, I gotta get to the right one. I'm gonna do after. Oh my god, that's amazing. Dude, that is the... Oh, man.
Blanche, Trump's #2 Department of Justice official, said he sought the meetings with Maxwell as a response to the president's directive to release more evidence in the case.
That is totally unorthodox and outside the norms of the way the Department of Justice is supposed to operate.
Liz Oyer, a former U.S. pardon attorney, was fired from the Department of Justice in March.
Is she well positioned to get a pardon?
There's every reason to believe that they are seeking to make some sort of deal with Maxwell that will help them solve this political crisis.
Trump dismissed any talk of a pardon as he arrived in Scotland.
Yeah.
A lot of people are asking me about pardons. Obviously, this is no time to be talking about pardons.
So what became of these interviews? The Department of Justice so far has said only that it'll release information at the appropriate time, raising questions about when and what will ultimately be released. For CBS Saturday Morning, Scott McFarland.
I am sorry about that. That was supposed to be like, yeah, twice over the Epstein files, because they said like, me twice. I have no idea what came of that. This is like the latest. This was literally a day ago of just that. Everything else been hearsay and everything. Well, this is CNN.
We are just learning this hour that Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell...
Okay, wait. So, supposedly this happened.
...was granted limited immunity in order to talk with Trump's personal attorney, turned Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Now, what did this mean, this limited immunity? Well, it allowed Maxwell to provide information without any fear that anything she said that is truthful can be used against her in the future. Maxwell is, of course, serving a 20-year sentence in connections with...
Okay, well, I'm not even going to go into... Because, I mean, that's CNN and stuff like that. I just want to give you an update. So she met twice. I highly suggest you guys go and look it up on your own terms. I go through other people, but I don't want. I guess I mean. Yeah, that's it. We're all 98% biased. I think 98% of us, because we just want this out. So I say like I think for the Epstein thing, every news source is pretty much the same when it comes to this. I think you can trust every single one because it's something that everyone wants. And I don't think anyone's lying about this. Everyone's taking this as something that when it does come out, you want to be the first one. And everyone wants that. And it might be the few that don't. But the majority counts. So that's how I feel. Let's move on. We're not doing that one. So I saw this earlier, and this reminded me of something that happened years ago.
If you're looking for an awesome product at a great price, be sure to check out the link in the description. Deep within the Amazon rainforest, a clandestine operation unfolds, challenging the very fabric of indigenous preservation. A joint investigation by The Guardian and O Globo News.
That looks like some, what was like Jim Jones. I think it was Jim Jones down at Jonestown when they were like going to the plane and supposedly got murdered there. One of them did.
Newspaper exposes the alarming
crazy
use
shit.
of sophisticated audio devices by missionary groups targeting isolated and recently contacted indigenous peoples in Brazil's Javari Valley, a region bordering Peru. Solar-powered devices, broadcasting biblical messages in Portuguese and Spanish, have mysteriously appeared amongst the Karubo people. These aren't simple handheld radios. They're technologically advanced units capable of continuous operation.
So I wanted to talk about this because if you never heard about this, years ago, we did the same thing. I want to say not New Zealand. I want to say it was Vietnam. Where was that? It was the CIA planted to influence a election. So yeah, I think it was the CIA planted some devices that they wanted to influence some election of some country. I can't remember what country it was. No, that wasn't it. Oh shit. But yeah, no, it was I'm just gonna come back to it. But yeah, we have done this in the past.
Even off-grid, ensuring a constant stream of religious content. The discovery of these devices, resembling mobile phones, raises serious concerns about illegal missionary activities, directly contradicting strict government measures designed to protect these vulnerable communities.
Yeah. There's a couple islands that we're not even allowed to go on, and there's a couple islands that even if we go on, the indigenous people that shoot you with bow and arrows and stuff. They don't know you. You're from outside. I mean, they live in peace and stuff. And I agree, 100%. Leave them alone. Don't be going out there trying to convert them. This is dumb shit by dumb people trying to push their fucking. It's like the Crusades. All they're doing is sitting here pushing religion on people that don't need it. They living in peace, prospering, doing great. They're probably doing better than we are. And yeah, religious people want to go in there and go. It's a way for them to make money because then they can build shit down there, get donations, shit like that. I'm not a fan of organized religion at all. I believe in what I believe in, but I don't believe in organized religions. I don't believe in the Baptist shit, that evangelists. I just don't. The born agains. I can't get into it. It's too much. Just live your life, dude. Live it how you want it. Don't hurt other people. Don't be a burden on other people. Be yourself. And what you're doing is being a burden, and you're putting stress on other people that don't need stress. Let's move on. Sorry, this shit makes me
have
angry.
Been cited by Brazilian state agents tasked with safeguarding these protected territories, further fueling suspicions of covert operations. The revelation of these high-tech evangelistic tools is not an isolated incident. Prior to the pandemic, a group of U.S. and Brazilian citizens affiliated with evangelical churches allegedly planned a similar approach to contact the Carubo, employing seaplanes to map the terrain and locate longhouses. 3 missionaries, Thomas Andrew Tonkin, Josiah McIntyre, and Wilson de Benjamin Cannonberg, linked to the Missão Novas Tribos do Brasil, New Tribes Mission of Brazil, and Asas de Socorro, Wings of Relief, were identified as central figures in this prior attempt. A court order during the COVID crisis prevented their entry into indigenous territories. However, their return, armed with this new technology, is a stark development.
So you telling me they try to go down there during an epidemic? Look, I'm not going to get into that because I have my own outspoken views. Not that I would, anti or like, oh, it doesn't exist. I've got my own views. But you shouldn't even risk it, even if you don't believe it. You shouldn't risk it. We're talking about, again, this is like Native Americans or any other tribal, any tribal tribe. I don't know if there's a word. Any tribe, indigenous people that hasn't been introduced to the outside world, like the stuff that we dealt with, because we got famine, disease. Most of us, we have smallpox vaccines and stuff. Like 98% of us get it. We got the 2% that are kind of crazy. They're like, oh, vaccines are bad. They cause them. It's like, I can get behind a few of them. That was like, all right, I can see that. But like the majority of the vaccines are good. You should get them. No, I'm not pro or I'm not against. I'm just saying, I just do a research. I'm like, all right, this seems fine. Or just reading about them. I'm not stupid. Don't be stupid. It's easy. These people haven't got introduced by that. So you just introducing all these new germs and stuff that these people are not used to. And maybe, maybe their body's immune from the sun and everything else being outside. Maybe. But you have other new germs and stuff. You got germs. You got underlying diseases and other, things that we don't even understand.
One such device, a yellow and gray unit manufactured by In Touch Ministries based in Atlanta, Georgia, was discovered within a Carubo village. This In Touch messenger, equipped with a solar panel and built-in torch, continuously broadcasts biblical passages and sermons by an American Baptist minister.
It's actually...
Local reports suggest up to 7 such devices have been distributed, though photographic evidence currently exists.
Just think about this too at the same time. Do you really want to bother them? Look at that. Those houses and stuff, they're in the Brazil and stuff, probably in the middle of there. They don't probably only get rain. Maybe get a couple of other things. But I'm sure all of these stood up the test of time. I guarantee you.
For only one. The message, a recording from Philippians, is a testament to the sophisticated nature of this campaign. The Brazilian government, with its 1987 policy emphasizing indigenous self-determination and requiring that any contact must be initiated by the isolated.
And this is insane too. So this has to be, I'm not sure if this is, it looks like it. I can't go in. How long is this video?
Isolated groups, strictly prohibits proselytizing within Karubo territory. This policy is designed to protect the Karubo and other uncontacted peoples from diseases to which they have little or no immunity.
There you go.
In Touch Ministries Chief Operating Officer, Seth Gray, confirmed the organization's use of the messenger devices, emphasizing their solar-powered functionality and ability to reach large listening groups. Gray stated that he personally distributed similar devices to the YY people 4 years prior, and
That
while he
has to be
acknowledged
where they
the
live.
inappropriate presence
That's
of the
gotta be-
messenger in the Javari Valley,
I mean-
he denied any direct involvement, asserting the organization's adherence to jurisdictional restrictions. However, he did not dismiss the possibility of other missionary groups utilizing the technology in prohibited areas. The Karubo, known for their warrior traditions and expertise with war clubs, are a recently contacted people, making them a particular target for missionaries seeking to evangelize unreached populations.
Yeah, yeah. Again, it's like the Crusades going out to just, push their religion on other people that really don't need it. They're perfectly fine doing what they want. Because, when that happens, it becomes a whole strife. People die. People argue. Nothing gets taken care of. That shit just doesn't work. Leave everyone alone. Let them believe what they want. When you go to Comic-Con and you're saying like this is the devil and stuff and you think anyone cares, I'm going to tell you, all you do is just, you're a joke, and most of us are going to throw shit at you, like me. And I do again. I would do it 100 other times because I think that shit's disgusting. You should leave it alone. And I mean, we came to America, why? Because religion was being pushed on us. Everyone wanted to believe that. I mean, that was the whole point. Look in the history books. And we're doing this all over again, except it's a small community of people.
Populations. SGT Cardivan de Silva Soero, a military police officer stationed.
And it's all donations how they get down there by people that get brainwashed into that. And they give them money and they buy a plane to go down there. And half the time it's not successful and it's just a waste of time. I mean, it's one thing if you go down there to help build a village that got destroyed by something. That's a beautiful thing. And, I commend you for that. Help rebuild. But when they're just living there by themselves, they can do their thing. They don't need you. Leave them the fuck alone, dude. It's like me. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm fine. Sometimes, I do the things I want to do. When I want to be recluse, I like being recluse. The only person that I'd go non-recluse is my girlfriend. Sometimes I like to go out to the card shop or go grab, a beer or something. It's nice. We all have the things. I like to go to little festivals, little things going on and stuff. It's not something I want to do every day or every week. Some days I want to hop on here and do this for you guys. Or, stream or talk shit on the internet. These people, that's what they want to do. They want to live away from this bullshit.
At the entrance to the Javari Valley Indigenous Territory, reported receiving photographs of the devices from an indigenous informant.
I'm going to link this down because I'm already running 34. We got a lot more to go on. But I saw this and it reminded me of the time the CIA did kind of the same thing with this tribe or the people or something. They were trying to get them on the side of someone or just flip the election. And in this side, I'm going to put it down below since I'm using a video editor now. So I put up a little thing about it. I just can't remember off the top of my head. I just remember reading about it. Someone else covered it. It was really weird. But on to the next really fucked up thing. I can't imagine, having this happen to me, having parents say the funeral home set their dead son's brain in a leaking box. That is brutal and sad, disgusting. Shame on them. We're gonna watch this, and hopefully they say the name of the funeral home so we can shame them, because it's disgusting. The dude's a vet too.
No parent should ever endure.
He's an Air Force
losing
vet.
A child. But a Philadelphia couple says what happened after their son's death was even more traumatic. And they've now filed a lawsuit claiming 2 funeral homes sent them something unimaginable: their son's brain inside a leaking box.
Tim was the baby boy and was a good young man.
56-year-old Tim Garlington was a Marine veteran who was born and raised in Philadelphia before he moved to Georgia. It's where he died nearly 2 years ago. But his parents, Lawrence and Abby Butler, were determined to have him buried in his hometown. The Butlers later hired Philadelphia-based Nix and Nix Funeral Homes and also Georgia-based Southern Cremations and Funerals to handle his remains. But now the family has...
Oh, this made me really fucking mad. It just made me really fucking mad. Like, how dare you disgrace our troops and stuff like that. It is fucking disgusting.
Filed a lawsuit accusing them both of gross negligence after their son's belongings.
Wait. Let's take a little gander at where this happened. Right here. See that, guys? Right here. Just saying. Just saying.
Later hired Philadelphia-based Nix and Nix Funeral Homes and also lawsuit accusing them both of gross negligence after their son's belongings included this box that allegedly had his brain inside.
It was, and it is, still...
Like, what in fucking... Where in the fucking world, like, do you just ship someone's brain to someone for, like, to get buried? Never mind their parents, never mind in a leaking box. Never mind serving our country to someone who also served our country. Is a fucking disgrace. It's gross negligence. Like, if this is fucking gross. Oh.
In my heart.
There's no excuse.
Nah.
There is zero excuse for this type of error to happen.
L. Chris Stewart, the attorney representing the family, says the box was not included in their son's list of personal items. He says the family, unaware of what was inside, took it and left it in the car for days until it began to smell. Lawrence was the one who found it.
I got in my car and I smelled death.
We reached out to Nix and Nix Funeral Homes to get a comment, and a rep for the company says it was not responsible for what was inside the box and that a state board investigation has cleared them of any wrongdoing. We also reached out to the department.
I'm just saying, for for YouTube reasons and stuff, please do not harass these people. Just saying, for, don't, yeah.
Of State and a spokesperson could not confirm or deny the investigation. As for the Butlers, the incident has them reliving their son's death over and over, but they came forward hoping this lawsuit will help other families.
We just pray that this doesn't ever happen to anyone else again.
My question also is, why the fuck are you taking his brain out? Like, is that like a procedure for, like, I don't think so. I mean, I can't even think, I don't even think donors have that. I don't think even a donor. I mean, I don't think there's any reason for this whatsoever. I don't think that's actually. Let's just finish it.
Now, the attorney says the family has not received an apology from either funeral home.
Towards the end of the video
well, if you like Future Canoe, he's I know this is like off-burden, but no, he's a good creator. It's fucking heavy, man. It's disgusting. There's no apology. Shame on them. You know, I hope other people on the internet know what to do, as in, you know, downvote them and stuff. This is a very disgusting thing. Negligence. I think I said something about a funeral home months ago. And it seems like funeral homes are just not reliable. They're just lazy. Still no reason why the brain would be even transported over to a different person. Or a different... or any reason why being taken out in the first place. Unless he, you know, he wanted his body for science. Which a lot of people do, and shame on them not doing it properly. Because at least, you know, he was willing to give, you know, his brain to science, his organs, or anything like that. That's a good thing to do, because, you know, we can learn a lot from that. But hopefully they get the, hopefully they sue the shit out of them, they get the good money, and they live. And I hope he gets a good burial. I make those fuckers pay for it too. The best. But before we move on, let's chew up. We got a little bit of gaming news that is pretty much not relevant to anything. I thought it was funny. Nintendo denies Mario and Peach are hooking up, basically daring the internet to provide otherwise. Mario and Peach have been good friends no matter what. They just check. Yeah, more than 1,300 fanfics had found in the last 5 minutes might asserted. So I'm going to say this right now. Nintendo could say whatever the fuck they want, but they will be shit on Real 32. There will be shit on Reddit. There will be shit on every fucking site saying otherwise about Princess Peach and otherwise. And I find it so funny they have to actually comment about this. Like, oh, he's just some stupid plumber saving this girl from a big, from this guy. From Bowser. Yes, I have Bowser right here. Because I do. I love Mario. Mario is one of my favorite franchises. Every chance I get, I play a new Mario game. They're fun. They're just great to hang out. You know, just kick back, have a brewski or coffee. You know, apparently, maybe partake in the devil's lettuce. But, you know, it's a good time. So Nintendo apparently has always been really cagey about the personal details of its most ironic characters, to the point you have to catch one of the company's executives on a very good day if you want them to confirm something as simple as whether Mario's in talent a plumber, or has the last Japanese firm. I am sorry, this is terrible. I am going to direct you to the YouTube channel. I'm not gonna lie, the print even on my screen is horrid. Like, I don't even know who printed this. Sir, like, some of us are blind, and even if I get that close on a screen like this, I can barely. This is 1440. I know. Boo. It's not 4K. No one needs 4K. Trust me. There we go. This is from Game Expand.
This question is tearing the internet apart. Are Mario and Peach really just friends?
No. No. Sorry, I am not taking that copyright strike for that song.
Which has stated that Princess Peach and Mario are good friends.
I might even have to
help
take
each
a
other out
copyright
whenever
strike
they
for the
can.
Nintendo shit.
Wait a second. Good friends? These two? After 40 years? Yeah, the internet didn't like this
Has
one
it been
bit,
40
as
years?
They suggested that's all they are and nothing
Shit.
more. So have they really friend-zoned each other? Well, as one who's been there alongside Mario and Peach since basically the beginning of time, I can say that this sounds pretty ridiculous on the surface. After all, I remember growing up with game after game after game in which Mario and Peach kissed. Or at least Peach gave Mario a peck.
So the legend of the mic, the Chinacat, is... Yeah, I got my first Nintendo at about 3, 4. I think it was about 4. I didn't get it. It was just brought there. But I played it a bunch. And I got older. I got the Super Nintendo when it came out. But then that's... So yeah, I grew up on this shit.
Whether it be on
And
the
I just
cheek,
knew
on
like
the
that
nose,
was his
or
girlfriend.
maybe on the lips. I don't know. Mario World's actually pretty explicit here. Now, I guess technically these could be just friendly kisses. Mario is Italian after all. But somehow I don't think that's quite the case based on Mario's reactions here. I mean, come on,
look
friends
at
don't
that
kiss
Mario.
friends like this.
Yeah.
Get a room, you two. Okay, I guess that counts. And even though all the examples so far are pretty old, even some of the new Super Mario Bros. Games continue to trend, with Peach kissing Mario in the first one on DS and the last one on Wii U. And even though they don't kiss in the other two, it's still pretty romantic. Like how Mario carries Peach back to the castle in the second one. Look, I'm just saying if you ever find yourself in this situation...
If I'm in that situation and I'm not in love with that person and I have a girlfriend, but I have to carry someone somewhere because of some reason, plop them on like a bag of fucking potatoes. I don't care what you are, unless I have to drag you. I ain't doing this shit. But girlfriend, yes. Or anyone else, no. You're getting dragged like a bag of potatoes or something like that.
At least one of you probably thinks you're more than just friends. And then in the Wii one, they went on an intimate hot air balloon trip. And by the way, can we appreciate for a moment how much of a bro and wingman Luigi is here? You know, even though
Poor
Super Mario
Luigi.
Bros. U was 13 years
Well,
ago,
yeah, Daisy,
they kissed
so.
again in another 2D game a few years later, being 2016's Super Mario Run. Although she also practically kissed everyone in that game, so it's complicated. Anyways, point is, Super Mario Run is almost a decade ago at this point.
There you go.
And I think the real issue here is that some people are concerned that Nintendo has changed or retconned the relationship that Mario and Peach clearly used to have. As in, while there may have been deeper romantic connections before, that may no longer be the case. Perhaps in an effort to be super family friendly or something? And some people might point to the ending of Super Mario Odyssey as evidence, in which Peach basically
Well, it's like a
turned down
different
a direct proposal from Mario.
universe.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation.
And since that game was basically the last 3D mainline game with both Peach and Mario, for a lot of people, it may seem to be the last official word we've had on the matter in the last 10 years. And it probably doesn't help that the Super Mario Bros. Movie also didn't really explore any deep romantic connection between the two either. At least not overtly. Although, maybe it's just me, but I don't think he offered to buy just any friend a turtle.
Ah, come to Brooklyn, I'll buy you a turtle.
Maybe I will.
There was also this scene cut from the movie that suggested...
Yeah, but you could also put down the whole thing like they rebooted it with when they did Super Mario DS and shit. I mean, I have no fucking idea.
At least
This is
Mario has a
weird.
deeper romantic
This is
interest.
just weird.
You know, when we're done with all of this, I thought maybe you could come visit Brooklyn. I could show you around.
Although it could be argued that it being cut in
Is that going to get me fucking DMY striked?
the fact that maybe moving forward, Nintendo would treat them more as friends than just lovers.
Well-
Continuing what may have been set up in...
We're not even going to go down that too far. But yeah, it was like Nintendo's thing this week. Besides them breaking people's systems and other things. Yeah, they're just friends. Peach put them in the friend zone. Give them a couple kisses and that's it. That doesn't seem worthy enough to go... Well, I mean, most of the time you rescue is like for the whole sake of Mushroom Land, so... And then you have to get... Yeah. It's kind of a catch-22. Kind of sucks, but you have to do it. Because if you don't, you kind of fucked at the same time. Yeah. Yeah. Mario's a catch-22. If this is the case, yeah. It makes a whole different story now. Why you do it so many times? It's, I think you can say the same thing with like Zelda, but then that whole setup is a whole mess, because you know some things happen before, after, different universe, new universe. Well, this is another prequel. Well, this happened another 5 years later. So yeah, no, you can't say that about Zelda, but at least that they're all good games. So who gives a fuck? That's really what it comes down to. I just think it's fun to look into it. What's even funner? And this is the Florida man. Flagler government revokes permit of line dancing competition, deems event illegal. Shit. This is out of Flagler County, Florida, of all places. And I deem this a Florida man because I found this completely randomly online. Actually, a fucking couple. I think it was 26. Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah. So the Flagler County Sheriff's Office announced that the boots and ground line dancing competition in Flagler County Fairgrounds on July 26 was canceled by Flagler County government, rendering the event unsanctioned and illegal. I don't know how that's illegal to dance line dancing. I mean, isn't that like Florida's whole trademark? The event was initially allowed to proceed, was canceled because of the improper permit application and safety concerns. In response, the Flagler County Sheriff's Office had put up signs at important spots to notify attendees and vendors about the cancellation. Sheriff Rick Staley called on the community to stay alert and report any suspicious actions, stressing that illegal activities would not be tolerated. What, selling your goods to people that are not even going to go there, just maybe walking around? Is that not okay? Although the event organizer is exploring the other venues, including Bunnell, no permit has been issued and raising concerns of unapproved gatherings. The Sheriff's Office has stepped up patrols across the county to protect residents and visitors. They also warn that unauthorized gatherings may lead to arrests. I'm going to say that sounds pretty sus to me. Pretty fucking sus. What permits do you need for a line dancing event? Like a alcohol permit? Maybe a couple of like vendor permits? It sounds like you just being Florida, maybe martial law. I'm not sure what's going on in Florida, but I know Florida is always crazy strict, and you know they got that, you know, Disney money, Universal money, and all that, like the Key West money and the old people's money. They don't want to fuck with that, so they keep it as family friendly as possible, and maybe a couple of areas they like the drunks out. But I always found that really stupid. This is really stupid. Like, it just ruined someone's good week. You know, they're just trying to go line dancing, maybe have a couple of beers, go buy some like cowboy boots and hats, maybe get some good food, and you just like, oh, you know, have the right permits. Or they don't have like enough like police or something. Like, what's the worst that could happen in line dancing? Oh, it's if they gotta step on someone. I mean, it'd probably be a brawl or something. But that's it today. You guys have a beautiful week. I will see you next Sunday through the Wednesday, depending on when I get through. Again, I'm going on a vacation, so I might be a little bit later. But If no one told you I love you, you have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week. Ciao.